You know, the way I talk about this with folks is this. Maybe you voted for Trump, maybe you didn't vote for Trump. That's not really important to me. What's important to me is what we can get done. As you know, Lee, that's how I've engaged in my entire career. And as you said in my introduction, it's been controversial for some, right? Because I've always been independent minded. I don't spend any time worrying about who voted for who or that's just not important to me. What's important to me is what can we do? And what we know right now is that this administration is bullish on psychedelic and plant-based medicines. So let's do it.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. It's something
Yeah.
for everybody to consider.
Yeah. So for your listeners, whether they support Trump or they don't support Trump, that's okay. It doesn't matter, right? Let's go get this done.
Yeah, that's a great point. So there is a lot of political burnout in this space, and a lot of people don't trust institutions. What do you think that we could do to, help people, take a second look at some of these institutions? And
Yeah. Well, look, I think Americans don't trust institutions for good reasons because throughout their life, institutions have failed them. So I get it, right? Like it makes sense when someone tells me they hate the IRS. I'm like, yeah, man, that's everyone, right? Or if they say they don't trust, HHS because they didn't, like the labels on their food. Well, yeah, there were chemicals in the food. But as we see, the Maha movement is changing that. So I guess what I would say is I'm not asking people to have trust in institutions. What I would suggest is that we collectively try to impact and change these institutions. And one thing that I'll say about the Trump administration, again, whether or not you support them, Trump has chosen a series of disruptors for every single cabinet level position in his government. These are people who come from outside the government who are interested and willing to disrupt the place to make change. And that is highly unusual, right, in the federal government. It tends to be much more of a go along to get along, just kind of the machine keeps moving. And this disruption, while for some people brings some stress, right, because there's change, it also brings opportunity. And so what I would say is like focus on the opportunity. There's real opportunity to change these institutions. And I think that you see in especially in the health and human services realm, you see folks that Trump has chosen who are very interested in disrupting and changing those institutions. And so that's an opening, that's an opportunity for the community that cares about psychedelic medicine.